All right, welcome everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. We want to do something where not a lot of things that you see. A lot of people show their ball reviews on regular house shot because that's what a lot of people usually just bowl on is house shot. But for the people that bowl on sport shots, they bowl on competitive patterns. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to show you some of these balls and we're going to show you how they look on these different patterns. So right now we're going to be bowling on the 2025 PBA Earl Anthony pattern. So right now we got the Rally, the Pure Envy, the Effector, the Theorem, and the One Reverb out on the deck right now. We're going to throw some shots with those. We're going to give you a kind of a different look of what those look like on sport shot versus just a house shot. Stay tuned. All right, now that we're warmed up a little bit, we're going to start with the Rally. So Columbia 300 Rally, it's out of box. I left it out of box, 2000, and we're going to see what we can do with this. We're going to throw a couple shots with it, see what it looks like on the shot. I've thrown about 6-ish shots just to kind of get warmed up. So this will give me an idea of where I need to play, see if this works. All right, so we're going to give this Rally a look here. I've thrown a few shots with it already. Honestly, I'm not really 100% sure this would be a ball I would want to throw right away. I just feel like it's pretty strong on the front, but we'll see. That's kind of why right there. Ball picks up pretty quick on the back as soon as it hits friction. It's a little unpredictable in a sense. It's a lot less control than you may want on a mid pattern like 43. We'll try to get on the left here. I feel like you'd have to kind of start out a little left with this ball potentially. It depends on how much, especially if you're the higher rev guys. I have a lot of axis tilt, so it kind of helps kind of kill some of that. But when it hits the dry on the back, it's just very loose, it seems like. And honestly, I thought I threw that pretty well as far as hitting my mark. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to take one more shot at it. We're going to move left a little bit, try to get it through a little bit of the oil, see if it reacts a little different. All right, we're going to move in a little bit. We're going to move to 25 with our feet. Just try to get it in a little bit. See if this ball does good getting it in just a tad. Yeah, that's a much better look, honestly. I still think, especially on the fresh, I still think if you're there with this ball to start, I don't know, I guess it all depends on the player, but that's not where I would want to be to start. But it at least gives you an idea of a few shots with the Rally. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the next ball. All right, so the next ball we're going to move on to is the Pure Envy. Now, I think this ball is going to be a lot better than the Rally for a lot of reasons, at least for me. With it being a hybrid, but still has a big core, I feel like this ball is going to be exactly what I need to bowl in this pattern. So let's see what happens. All right, so this is going to be the first shot here with the Pure Envy. At least give me an idea of where I may need to be, but we're going to give this a whirl. We're going to start right. We're going to start with our feet on 20. Try to see if we can roll this thing right around 10 or 9. Give a good look here and see what it does. I like the ball roll. The ball roll was good. I do like that in the sense of you can kind of throw it down and in. I do like that a lot better than the Rally. It didn't seem to pick up as quick as the Rally and jump as hard. So that's what I like to see. All right, let's throw it on the left lane now. We're gonna try the same line. Honestly, I think that was a pretty good shot. And try and replicate that again here. Yeah, that was much better. I like that ball roll a lot better. It's much more controllable. Still has a big pop on the back as far as the way that it pushes through the pins. So that's what I want to see. That's what you want to see on something like this. All right, we're going to do one more here with the Pure Envy. And then we're going to move on to our next ball, which will be the Hammer Effector. See if we can throw one more good shot here. Same line. That line looks really good right now. So see if we can keep it there. Oh, it's good. Yeah, that's where you want. I mean, that's what you want to see. Skid, hook, roll. That's what you want to see. I mean, that ball is good. I like it. All right, on to the next one. All right, so the next ball we're going to go with is a Hammer Effect Tour. This is a lot of people's favorite ball, honestly, right now. It's very controllable, very predictable. A lot of people use it on house, sport, everything. So let's see what it looks like on the 43 foot. All right, so we're going to throw the Effect Tour now. We're going to try the same line. We're just going to give you a comparison here. We're going to just throw the same line with each ball, and then we're going to move left if we need to, but just to give you an idea here. So we're going to start on 20, try to throw that same line I threw the Pure Envy on here. See what happens. Got a little high, kind of dropped it a bit, but that ball picks up a little more than maybe I was expecting. But I definitely think it's manageable. That ball is still very manageable. I'm gonna probably move one right and then throw it out a little more and just see what happens here. All right, left lane. After kind of seeing what that ball does. Now mine, to be fair, my Effect Tour is sanded to 1,000, so that should probably be maybe back to 2,000, be smoother, but wasn't really sure what to expect, so this is why we play with surfaces. That looks good. Oh, that one's a little much on the back. Okay. Okay. Where the Pure Envy held that line, that ball was a little earlier, so good to know. All right, one more with the Effect Tour, and then we're gonna move on to some pearls. Got the Theorem and the One Reverb, so we'll try those here in a minute. So I'm gonna move two left though. Try to hit that same break point down lane and see what happens. I still like this ball a lot. It's very controllable. That looks good. Yeah, that's much better. Move two left, bump the line, and just play the same break point there, and that ball was real good there. I will say the Effect Tour, I like it a lot. It's still a very controllable ball. I think if I brought the surface up to 2K, it would probably be a lot better than 1K, but still very manageable. All right, so the next ball up we're gonna do is the Theorem. I love this ball personally. I haven't thrown on a sport shot yet, so we're gonna see what it looks like. We're gonna start in that same spot we've been starting with all the other balls, right on 20 with our feet, trying to roll it right up around 9-10 board to see what it looks like. All right, here we go. First shot here, starting on 20. Try to roll a good shot here. All right, kind of what I figured, honestly, out of a pearl. Well, not pearl, but with polish on it. That is not factory box on that Theorem. That is 1,500, but then I did polish it just for house shots. Did not knock the polish off. It probably racked a little better if I did, but I left the polish on there just so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like with a polished look versus not. All right, one more look with the Theorem on this right lane. Polish is definitely not the look right now. It could be down the line, you know, if you're bowling a 7-8 game block, something of that sort. This ball could possibly come in handy down the line when you get that burn effect. So, yeah, it just doesn't want to see the lane or early enough, rather. So, it kind of gives you an idea of what a polished Theorem might look like, or even a Theorem Pearl, maybe if you have one. All right, we're going to move on to our last ball that we have, which is the One Reverb. All right, so the last ball we're going to run with right now is the One Reverb. Shiny ball. Again, this is polished just like the Theorem was. This is more or less for like me to play around with on a house shot. So we're going to see what it looks like, though. I anticipate it being a little slower than the Theorem even. So I'm going to try to slow my speed down a little bit and give the ball some time to pick up and see if it does a job or not. All right, so here we go. First shot with the Reverb, the One Reverb. It does have polish on it. I think it's going to be slower through the front, but a little quicker on the back, so than the Theorem was anyway. Let's see. That's about what I thought. A little slower through the front, mid lane it picked up, and then on the back end it really kind of screamed a bit more than I was expecting. So for a Pearl, I feel like for a Pearl this kind of falls in line with possibly the rally already, which is where you'd have to get left and let the ball kind of jump. We'll try that on the left lane. We'll make a move on the left lane here and just see if that's the move. All right, left lane, 1 reverb. We're gonna move 2 left. We're gonna move 2 left. Actually, no, we're gonna move 3 left. 23 with our feet. I'm gonna still try to hit the same break point though, kind of like I did with the rally. See if that gives a good ball motion there. That looks good, maybe. For the higher rev players, that's probably going to be somewhat of your line, even maybe left if you're going to try to use something like this. Just an idea. I mean, we're all different, so obviously this is just a you know, starting point maybe. All right, one more shot on the right. All right, one more shot on the right here with the 1 reverb. We're gonna make that same move here, 3 left, 23 with our feet. Try to hit that same break point down lane. Trip 10. Yeah, I mean, the ball is definitely usable. It also depends on if that's your shot or not, you know? All right, so just to recap, we thought the rally was a little stronger than we would like on a fresh shot. Definitely could change that with surface, but out of the box finish, definitely would need to be adjusted to use that on a fresh shot. We went to the Pure Envy. The Pure Envy was next. I really like the look of the Pure Envy, probably the best out of every ball I threw today on the video. I think the Pure Envy gives you the best bang for your buck as far as line, track, and the punch on the back. The Effector was very close behind as well. The Effector, I think, was also a very great option for some controllability on the back end as well of the ball. When I went to the Pearls, I wasn't really impressed. The Theorem, a little slower than I thought it would be. But again, that's polished, so that would probably change with surface. And the 1 reverb, I actually wasn't too, I don't want to say impressed, but I was a little impressed, moving a little left. That's a ball probably down the line 4, 5, 6 games where you might look at that shot and that shot would be there for you as you're having to be bumped left with the burn in the middle. So let me know what ball you think looks best and what ball you would choose. And thank you again. And until next time, thank you all.